Today I'm going to talk about sun blocking screen, or solar screen as I call it. It's one of the many features that we utilize for climate control in hot temperatures. This is Textiline or Textiline 90 screen fabric. It's made from PVC coated polyester woven yard. It's 90 because it blocks 90% of the sun from the glass, which puts you one step ahead already in keeping the van cool. When you put reflectors in the windshield, the glass is hot, the sun has heated up the whole cab of the van, so you've already got a hot situation. With the solar screen blocking 90% of the sun, you're already a step ahead in keeping the van cool. And of course it's UV resistant, and especially for the desert states of New Mexico and Arizona, California, etc. Textiline comes in other colors: beige, black brown, brown, desert sand, gray, white. We chose black because it just looks kind of blends in with the windows of the van. We bought ours from Arizona Sun Supply online. Really nice people. Any questions or concerns, they answered right away. They answer the phone when you call, and they're really super helpful. And in a minute here I'll show you what they look like when you're on the inside looking out. But what the solar screen does is it reduces the heat transfer through the glass into the van. It also provides privacy, as you can tell. We have tinted windows, but these are super private from the outside. It just gives that added step of privacy, which is not why we bought it. You sure cannot drive with these on the sides of your van. They'll blow off depending on how you attach them, but we'll go into how we installed them in a minute. What I like about this Textiline 90 is that I didn't have to burn the edges to seal the edges. When I cut them, it doesn't fray at all. No spot ever frayed, so you can cut as many curves, angles, points, corners as you want, and you get a nice clean edge, and it never frays, so that is amazing. It's a premium window sunscreen fabric. I can't vouch for the brands at the big box stores. I've never used them. We initially bought this screen for our house. We live in the high desert in Colorado and high altitude desert. We had a problem with the south end of our house. Was always really hot, like 8-10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house all the time, and of course that becomes a problem. And so what we did was we installed these screens on the windows of the house and found out what a tremendous effect they had on keeping that hot end of the house cool. And we had a roll of it left in the garage, a partial roll, and it was just enough to make screens for the windshield and these 3 side windows. We don't have any on the back of the van windows. We just take the windshield one off and put them on the rear doors if we're in a situation where we want to block the sun on the rear doors, because you're not going to usually have sun on the windshield and the back doors. And we don't have any screens on the other side because the sun is on one side or the other side. So as the sun comes around, we take them off the passenger side and put them on the driver's side, for instance, and then you have the sun blocked on the glass all the time. It makes a huge difference between these screens. If we don't have air conditioning, like we don't, between these screens and the 2 roof vent fans, these are our 2 most crucial climate control features that we have. We have others, but those are the 2 most important measures that we took to keep the van cool in the summertime. And if you haven't guessed already, we use the rare earth magnet discs to install the screens onto the van. I just simply cut a circle of screen out of the scraps and use that as a little sleeve and hand stitched around the magnets to keep them in place where we want them, and just place them accordingly. Super easy. I couldn't get my sewing machine to sew this. I think it had something to do with the magnetization of my presser foot and everything, and something about that fabric, so I just hand stitched them on while I watched TV. No big deal. Here's what I really like. On the inside, it's so private looking in, but when you look out, this is what you see. Look at that nice view. My latest project, exterior solar shades to block hot sun off the glass. I have them on my house. They're just simply held on by 4 magnets on the top, 4 magnets on the bottom, and they are big magnets. I mean, not big, but really strong earth magnets. But anyway, you can take them off, put them on the other side if the sun's on the other side, whichever side the sun's on. I have the back one to do yet, but all it is these big magnets that I hand sewed into. I just cut out a round piece of screen and sewed that all the way around. So there it is, and it looks like it's going to work really well. I have 4 magnets across the top. I still have 2 to sew into the bottom, and 1 right down this center right here, but that keeps the glass cool, so the glass can't get hot and start making your van hot. It keeps the glass cool. Anyway, and then I'll use magnetic snaps to hold the 2 lengths together. But if we're sitting somewhere and it's really hot on the driver's side, take these suckers out, slap them over the glass. You know, if you're at a campground or family or friends or something. So anyway, pretty nice, huh? And if you slide the slider, it'll just go right with it, because it's on the slider here and it's on the slider here, so you can open and close it too. This one's 10 inches long.